I thought that he had been around since Grant, but I realized it doesn't work out. But Bill Batchelder, the Speaker, of course, he and I were here when I was an aide and he was the cast-off. Now I'm the governor and he's the Speaker. I mean, the world truly has turned upside down. But today is his birthday. So Bill, happy birthday, and thank you for your partnership. You know, if you don't have the legislature with you, you can't achieve anything. And we have our twists and we have our turns, and I try not to butt in too much, but we express what we think about things that are important to us, our priorities that we send out. And, you know, we've been able to work out, you know, the very bulk of them, and the most important ones have all been achieved. So, Speaker, happy birthday.
Thank you very much, Governor. I appreciate that. Some of the people will not realize that I'm that young. I started here in '67. The fabulous thing about what I see going on here, and I've seen a lot of governors come and go, a lot of legislative leaders come and go. The remarkable thing here is a desire on the part of both houses of the Assembly, and Tom, you've been very much involved in all of these things, obviously, and are well aware of them. We have an atmosphere of reform in this state that is truly remarkable. I've seen governors come in and announce that there's going to be reform. I remember poor Governor Gilligan announcing reform of the mental retardation program. That was easier said than done. Obviously, there was litigation out of it and so forth, and really kind of a tough situation from his standpoint. Of course, I worked with Governor Rhodes. It was hard not to. He would bother you any time over the weekend or anything else. And obviously also he had an impact in Ohio in terms of reform. But what is common in this particular administration, and what I admire so much, is a desire to actually reform things in a long-term way. Not cosmetics, not pro forma, but really to get things fixed, and fixed for the long term. We don't have a choice. We don't have a choice in Ohio's economy. We have to reform state government, and this governor has been absolutely willing to do whatever has to be done in order to fix things. And let me just give you a couple of examples. One of the ones that has, I think, been perhaps the most misunderstood is Jobs Ohio, which is an effort to do sort of what Jim Rhodes was doing back in the 60s, but it's done it in a way that in the long term will be much more accountable. I've been a little bit concerned about some of my colleagues on the other side of the aisle who seem to think that what we really need to do is litigate this thing. Well, of course, we've been through the trial court, we've been through the Court of Appeals, now we're in the Supreme Court. There's no question that this particular program, very similar to the program that I had the privilege of working on with Governor Celeste, and that was when the entire savings and loan industry was about to disappear beneath the waves. We had to do something, and we did essentially, if you look at that legislation, we did something that was very similar to Jobs Ohio. Governor Celeste was in town last week, and we visited about that again. I don't think I convinced him to tell the Democrats to get out of the Supreme Court. But, I do think that he understood how there was a common theme here. Jobs Ohio is crucial. We have to create more jobs in this state. There's been a sort of a feeling among a lot of people that, oh, we're doing swell and so forth and so on. No. The truth of the matter is that this governor has been willing to take on some really tough issues. I'm talking now about how you deal with business people who think that our #1 job is to loan money to somebody. I'm talking now about people who really don't understand what the function of government is to encourage investment in this state. And we've seen a heck of a lot of it. When the governor and I first talked about the state budget, and we were looking at an $8 billion hole, I mean, to me, you know, I wasn't quite sure how I managed to get back here just in time to have the roof fall in. But that's what was going on. And working our way through that and creating new jobs was #1. I'll never forget, I got up to Cleveland to see American Greetings. And I got there 4 days after the election. That's great. They said, the governor was here 2 days ago, And we're putting together a plan with him over and over again in this state. That's been done. The governor's willingness to create jobs and to do so in a very, very constructive way obviously has been very important.